Hi, everyone. Good morning. Happy Monday. I am Carol Williams with Williams Immigration, and we are back for another Monday morning edition of Beyond the Soundbite, where we talk about all things U.S. immigration. So, not even a guess, the first thing we're going to talk about is H-1B. So, the lottery closed last Thursday. It was extended briefly on Thursday because of some technical issues, but it did, in fact, was extended and closed on Thursday. So the lottery is closed. The next step is that we should, according to USCIS, hear something from them by March 31st on who was selected in the lottery. If they keep to the same time frames as last year, we'll hear right around March 31st, and then we'll have until June 30th to file H-1B applications for those entrants that were selected. So that's kind of the nuts and bolts of the timeline. If you have not started to think about a plan B in case you are not selected, now is the time to start thinking about that, possibly looking into the ease of implementation of a plan B, whether that is maybe going to school here in the US as an international student. Maybe it is continuing to stay put where you are because you are eligible for more time in OPT. Maybe it's looking at other visa categories based on your individual history. And for some folks, your plan B might actually be returning home. But now is the time to really start looking at your plan B and the feasibility of it, so that there are no surprises on March 31st. You can move forward either with filing an H or implementing your plan B. If you need help with strategizing your plan B, feel free to reach out to our office. We're happy to help you with that. The next thing I want to talk to y'all about this morning is the visa bulletin for April 2026. It has come out. There's been some significant forward movement. So in the all other country category, which excludes China, everyone except mainland-born China, India, Mexico, and the Philippines, so everybody else. EB1, 2, and 3 is now current for the month of April. For Mexico, EB1, 2, and 3 is also current for employment-based categories for green cards. For the Philippines, EB1 and EB2 is current. And for India, in EB2, both in EB2 and EB3, we saw some positive forward movement. So by and large, we're either seeing positive forward movement or we're seeing the dates stay the same in the visa bulletin for the month of April. So that is fairly good news for many, many people waiting for the ability to file their green cards and file their adjustment of status applications. There is a Department of State list. They're working on a visa bond pilot program whereby individuals from certain countries that are applying to come to the US as visitors, this only applies to visitor applications. So those folks that are applying to the US to come as visitors must pay a bond. That bond will be somewhere between $5,000 and $15,000. When they return home, that bond money should be returned to them. 12 additional countries were added to that list. Those 12 will become effective April 2nd of this year. So that list, it's 51 countries. So it's too early in the morning for me to sit here and read all of them to you. If you have a question about if a specific country is on the list, feel free to send me a DM. I'm more than happy to answer that. But in general, there are 51 countries on the list. The breakdown is the majority of the countries on the list are African nations. Then we have countries that are spread out throughout Asia, the Caribbean, Central America, South America, and Pacific Island nations. That's kind of the breakdown of the countries. I don't, at first glance, see there's not a lot of European. I don't know that there is any country from Europe on there, but that's a very broad statement on my part. But I don't see, just as I look at it, as I broke down the list, I didn't see any countries from Europe. So But there is a bond if you are looking to apply for visa to come to the US. There will be a bond if you are from one of these 51 countries. And again, if you want to know if your country is on that list or your friend's country is on that list, feel free to shoot me a DM. I'm more than happy to answer that quick question for you. And then the last thing I have for y'all this morning is it's being reported in different news outlets, most notably the Washington Post has reported on the non-renewal of commercial driver's licenses of individuals that are immigrants who are here with pending applications and work authorization. So they have filed an application with immigration. They have been they've been given employment authorization document, and now we are being told that their commercial driver's licenses will not be extended when they expire. So this is a relatively new initiative by the White House. So it will, if this will impact your workforce, so if you are in a industry or a business that has a lot of commercial drivers, number one, number two, commercial drivers that are immigrants, that have applications pending, but that have work authorization, you should be keyed into this. You should be aware of this, because as their driver's licenses expire, they will not be renewed. So far, I haven't seen anything about revoking their current licenses, just the non-renewal of them. So you want to take a look and see what's going on with your current workforce population and how do you strategize sort of your business moving forward. And for those individuals that this will target, are there any plan B options that you may have to gain lawful status in the country quicker than what you initially had applied for? I know oftentimes many people will apply for through one method, and then they just sort of let that method go about its course. But it may be worth, if you haven't already, looking at a different strategy to get you to your end goal, presumably of a green card, lawful status in the US. So that is coming around the corner. As these licenses expire and they are not renewed, if companies are not able to either backfill these positions or help their employees strategize a different immigration sort of solution, we will more than likely see a slowdown in movement of goods as they move across the country. This will impact roughly 200,000 truck drivers. So that's a significant number of truck drivers and goods that are moved. So that is what I have for this Monday morning. We'll keep you up to date on anything that happens after this that we hear of. So have a wonderful rest of your Monday, a great rest of your week. If you need help kind of strategizing your plan B for the lottery, maybe your plan B if you are a company that hires a lot of truck drivers, let me know.